Well, what a difference a year makes, and what happened? That may be the question the Campbell government is asking itself tonight, 1 year to the day after pulling off a provincial three-peat and handing Carol James and the NDP a crushing defeat at the polls. How quickly it has all changed, from presiding over a record deficit to an Olympic glow that prematurely went out, and finally the HST, and through it all the Liberals' popularity has plummeted. A News reporter Andrew Johnson joins us now, asking where the government and the Premier can go from here. Andrew.
Well, Hudson, from political experts to people on the street, those we spoke to today say the Liberals have a lot of work to do to regain the public's trust. But how?
Yeah, I think HST is just a scam.
And it seems like they've really taken advantage of the people.
Well, I voted for him, so we got to stick by them.
Even Liberal supporters sound almost apologetic these days, and so does the party's leader, trying to shrug off a year to forget.
It's been an incredibly tough year. I've said that to people before in all my time in public life. I've never had as difficult a year as this.
Thank you.
And it started so well.
We will build our economy, we will build small business, we will create jobs, we will create opportunities.
But a short time later, Campbell and the Liberals unveiled the HST, leaving many feeling blindsided, wondering just how long before Election Day the new tax was in the works.
Well, I have to say, it does look a bit suspicious that it was all ready to roll out the minute the government got elected. Now, they tell us that there was some kind of lightning moment, or I guess they woke up in bed and said HST, that's the answer.
Signed a petition.
Now, 400,000 signatures later, collected by the Fight HST movement, led by the return of Bill Vander Zalm, the rollout of this new tax isn't quite working out like the last one.
They looked at the carbon tax and they said, this thing died. You know, we heard endlessly in the run-up to the election how this was going to cost us. The Democrats thought they could ride to power on it. And then what? Same results in this election as the previous election.
Add in the announcement of a record $2.8 billion deficit, the cash heat affair the NDP is calling a dirty trick, and a red mitten-clad Gordon Campbell gaining what appears to be very little from weeks of Olympic exposure. And the question now is, what could possibly happen next? The answer from the opposition is more of the same.
Some argue that, well, you know, do the hard stuff in the first year, but this first year has come to an end and the Liberals are at their lowest point in history, and I believe that they'll continue to fall if they don't recognize that the public wants them to pause and go in another direction.
The Premier acknowledges he's presiding over an angry province, but remains optimistic.
Over the next 3 years, we're obviously going to have to gain people's confidence that we have them in mind.
And they need the public to get over the new tax soon. Hudson, in the where do we go from here category, Dennis Pilon from UVic thinks the NDP is hoping Bill Vander Zalm will make a full political return and lead a new Conservative party. He then suggests Vander Zalm's party and the Liberals could split votes on the right in the next election, paving the way for Carol James and the NDP to finally topple the Liberals. But as John Horgan told me today, who has spent a quarter century in BC politics, you just never know what's around the corner.
That is the one thing that you can't predict about BC politics.
Never boring.
No, absolutely. Andrew, thank you.
You're welcome.